is time for another hike. We are on our way this morning up to South Dakota to start the Centennial Trail hike tomorrow morning. We're excited. This will be Cade's first through hike. It's about 123 miles, the whole thing. We're going to take it easy and shooting for no more than 10 days. Who knows, maybe we'll get done much quicker depending on what the terrain's like. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about now is the weather. It looks like afternoon thunderstorms the next, I should say, 10 days or so, which is right through our trip. So hopefully we'll get up early in the mornings and get our miles in pretty quick, set up, and right in the afternoon, storms out. I guess they get hail up there as well. So that's what we're going to deal with right now. But our first goal is to get up to Whispering Pines Campground to drop off our resupply. And then we'll get up to Sturgis. We're going to get matching tattoos. And we'll meet our shuttle from Roaming Around Adventures tomorrow at Bear Buttes and do the 2-hour, I think, commute back to Wind Cave and start it tomorrow morning, hopefully by 10 o'clock. So we'll talk to y'all in a little bit. And we just rolled into Wyoming. Looks a lot like northern Colorado. Alright, we are passing into South Dakota, and it's been raining for the last 20 minutes, and I'm guessing we're going to see that a lot in the next few days. We made it to the Norbeck Trailhead. For the start of our adventure. It's a beautiful day, a little overcast here, but not too bad. Cade's hanging out there, and we are about ready to get going, so follow along. We'll see you down the trail. And here we go. Starts off as number 6 trail and then switches over to the 89 or 86, I'm not sure which one. Yay, it's downhill. So that means it's going to be downhill the whole way. First wildlife sighting up here. We thought it'd be bison, but no, it is 2 turkeys. I don't know if we can see them. They're right just left of the trail up there. Maybe we'll get a better picture when we get up closer. We've been kind of working our way down this valley here, following the stream, which is flowing really good, a bunch of little bridges. So as of June this year, really good water, but we're not a mile in yet. All right, we just came up to this first turn. I guess if you go up this way, it's trail 4, but what you need to do is, this is right after the bridge crossing. You come up and turn left and then head up the hill. Look at those guys there. Had noticed it. I probably would have kept going straight. Just before 2 miles, you have your first uphill section. It starts with 152 yards. It's pretty steep, and then we have some more uphill past that. I think we're almost to the top there, but got the lungs are working really good. After over a year of planning, it feels good to finally be out here and walking. The legs are feeling pretty good. That first hill did take the wind out of me a little bit, but it's pretty good. Hopefully we won't have problems making it to French Creek. It's 15 miles. Wasn't planning on going that far, but miles wise, but that's our best option for camping tonight. So hopefully it goes well. Our first prairie dog on the trail. He's not too happy with us. Got a brave little one. He's not running from us. He probably has the plague. There he goes.
I'm surprised how noisy the prairie dogs around here are. Back home they're not nearly as bad, but you can hear them chirping away, and of course every now and then, but they're definitely not happy with us walking through the area. Got our first bison way over here. You can see them a little blocked up. First ones we've seen on trail, at least. To a little junction there, and of course we had to turn right towards the bison. There were two paths, one going really right towards the bison, and then the other one that we're on now, which we're just following signposts. The bison are up there in those trees. We're fine from them, but not very well traveled here, but there are good sign markers. The post. Use that other log. Yep, step on it with your other foot. All right, so our trail takes us right down into there where there's a nice herd of bison. So we're gonna go around this hill. Right over here is the bison corral, I think, when they do their roundup, and we'll catch that road that's up there and pick it up on the other side. This, I think, is the end of Wind Cave National Park, and then the other side of the road is Custer State Park, if I'm not mistaken. So there is the bison. Oh, running this way, you guys. Try to sneak around over here a little more. I guess we're not sneaking, they know we're here. All right, so we made it around that bison herd, probably 150 yards or so. They didn't have much interest in us. We are at the Highland Creek trailhead, and as soon as we step over the other side, we are out of Wind Cave National Park and into Custer, so we're making our way. Here's the gate into Custer. FK can figure out how to do it. All right, we'll have to go help them. All right, it was a little tricky. There's a latch right there on the back side of the gate, which is hard to see from the other side. So we have 9 miles to go to French Creek Trailhead, which is where we're gonna try to stop today. So here we go. And our first Centennial 89 trail marker, the new version. We're just finishing up our first lunch of the trip, a little short of 7 miles. Have some wind picking up and some dark clouds blew over, hoping it's not going to rain on us, but had a nice little spot here in the forest right outside the trail, so we're going to get going. I think we have 8 miles left to French Creek, so hopefully another 4 or 5 hours if things go well. We just took a little break to let Cade's feet air out. He got in some water earlier and they were starting to get a little pruny, so we thought we'd take a break on those. And so far, knock on wood, these clouds have kept the sun out, which is nice, and big and puffy behind us, but hopefully not gonna rain. I don't know, we'll see. Just crossed the road about mile 10 and a little uphill. This is what most of our uphills have been like. Not that there's been a lot, but pretty short. The biggest one was that first one we hit today. It's about 4 o'clock and we are still pushing on. We're both a little sore, getting a little tired. Kate's having some feet issues still, but we're pushing on. He says he wants to try to make it to French Creek, so I think it's about 3 or 4 miles, so we'll see what we can do to make that happen today. If we get to the point where we're had enough, we'll call it, but we're hanging in there. It's towards the end of the day, and of course there's a bison on our path where we need to go, so we had to come up this little hillside and traversing it. We'll go through these woods here and try to get behind him. Hopefully he has no friends. But hi, Mr. Bison. Well, that was almost fun. Once we got up that hill, we started traversing and got into all this slash trees that, I don't know if there was a fire, if they just cleared them out to prevent fire, but they were all down, so we had to pick our way through there, which wasn't a lot of fun. Hopefully there's not a bison coming up behind me right now, but we're back and across the road here, and we'll see where we're at from there. Of course, the longest, steepest climb of the day is at the end. Once we crossed the road there and saw the sign for French Creek Trailhead, it started to climb from there. Probably if we refresh it wouldn't be that bad, but we're pushing on only on pure determination right now. So we're almost to the top of it. We said heck with it, we're taking a break. Hopefully once we get up here we'll be able to see where that French Creek horse camp is and be almost done. We just had a long descent down from where we took that break. I see the road and the creek. That must be French Creek, so we got to be almost there. Cade's doing awesome. He's pushing. Almost. Here's a view of our campsite morning of day 2. We were so beat last night when I got in, I didn't really record. We got this nice flat area they let hikers stay in, and then up above is where all the horse stuff is. So really nice. It is the morning of day 2. It's about 9:15 and we're heading on out. I think our day starts with 2 water crossings. We're gonna have to switch out shoes for those, and then I heard there's a rumor of a big climb, so that's what we got going for us this morning. We'll see how it turns out. All right, just leaving the campground, entering the French Creek Natural Area. It says it's 12 miles. Multiple water crossings, strenuous climbs, great. But here we go. Here's our first stream crossing of the day. It looked deeper than it is. Got just above my knees, but not too bad. We switched into sandals for it, so not too bad. This was our second crossing, a little stronger current, but nothing too bad. I think that's all the big ones we have to do today, so we're gonna actually put our shoes on. We walked in our sandals to here, but this time we're gonna go ahead and put them on and hope we don't have to switch out again real soon. Very rocky, very steep incline. Perhaps this is the Hell Hill that I heard the keeper at the campground host talk about. I don't know. All right, we made it up the supposedly Hell Hill. It was steep in places, rocky. Oh, I don't know, 1/4 mile long, something like that. It wasn't too bad. So we're gonna take our nice first morning break here and chill out a little bit and refresh a little, and then we'll head on. Looks like nothing climbing here anytime soon. Hope. And after a short break, we are off again and headed right now in a downward direction, which is pretty good. I've heard that the hike between French Creek and whatever the lake coming up here is not too bad. So hopefully we got all the bad part done and it'll be an easy 4 miles to the lake. Looks like we missed a turn and got off trail somehow, but the trail we're on should intersect with the correct trail hopefully in a little bit. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. That's not too far and we don't have to do any real big climbs like the one I'm looking at in front of me. So we'll see. All right, so maybe we're not off trail. There's a Centennial 89 there, but it's not showing up on my Gaia Nat Geo. Is actually being on the right trail, so not sure what's going on with that, but there's signs. So despite what the Nat Geo map says, all the signs we've been passing say we're on 89, so somewhere up here they will come back together. We just hit a junction where 89 went off to the right up a hill, and now we're back on the Nat Geo map with Gaia, so not sure who was wrong. I think Nat Geo was wrong in that case. The intersection to Badger Hole Trailhead and Legion Lake Campground. If you didn't take the earlier one, I think if you go the earlier one, it's not as far. It's about a mile from here. And we just had lunch, and now we're gonna head up this way. It says 8 miles to Iron Creek Horse Camp. I don't think we're gonna make that, but we'll see. It's about 2 o'clock or so now. We're running pretty slow. Here is a view of our camp tonight. We are right off the trail there. We got here after a really long, tough day, so it's not the best spot, but it'll work for us for tonight.